Today I want to talk about something that I struggle with when it comes to drawing, the inability to draw from imagination. It's a frustration issue that I have been dealing with for a while now, and I want to explore why that is and if there is a way to overcome it. So, what exactly do I mean by not being able to draw from imagination? Well, it's exactly as it sounds. I cannot simply conjure up an image in my head and transfer it onto paper. Whenever I try to recreate what I have in my head, I feel an immense pressure that hinders my ability to draw. And it sure sucks. Because I see so many other artists out there just drawing what comes to mind and I'm not able to do the same. The frustration it brings every time when I try and fail. I don't want that. I don't want to feel negativity when it comes to drawing. I want happiness. Being proud what I create and so on. Been working so hard to get this far, to feel proud over my own art. This should not ruin it. But why do I feel this pressure? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it has to do with my perfectionist nature. I put so much explanation on myself to perfectly recreate what I envision, that I end up getting frustrated when it doesn't turn out the way I want it to. But why do I feel this way? Why did it even start? I'm not sure. I have always been hard on myself about everything. My body, how I talk, interaction, and so on. And now we don't even talk about school. We all know what kind of pressure school is. Not wanted to be the worst in class. It sucks that some people like myself start to give oneself this kind of pressure. We might even do it without even thinking about it. That no other factor is pushing you to do it, it just happens. And when it comes to art, you mostly see the perfect illustration on social media. And with that you get the impression all artists out there never struggle. You put that high standard on yourself. Could it help if artists would post their struggles, sketches, etc.? Maybe. I would love to see more of that. Would you? Now, does this mean that I can't draw at all? Not exactly. I found that I can still come up with ideas and concepts, but I often need to rely on reference to help me bring those ideas to life. By finding images and pictures that are similar to what I have in mind, I can use them as a guide to get closer to what I want to create. But sometimes I cannot find that perfect reference I'm looking for. What do I do then? I mostly give up, to be honest, because if I have something in mind, I want that version of on the canvas, not something else. And it's super hard to high-wire my brain once I have something in mind. I blame my ADHD for that. Sometimes it happens when I'm scrolling my reference packs I bought over the years, I can find something else that sparks a new idea. And once that happens, I just roll with it. If you enjoy watching this, please consider giving a small donation over at Buy Me a Coffee. By doing this, you will not only help me keep doing these videos for you to watch for free, but also keeping me warm and fed. If you follow over on Buy Me a Coffee, you also get monthly updates and other small little nuggets. Thank you for your lovely support. Link is in the description. But why do I put so much pressure on myself? This is something that have been engraved in my me for as long as I can remember. If I can't draw something out of thin air and have it look exactly like it does in my mind, I become frustrated, sad, and everything in between. It's a constant cycle that I'm trying to break free from. An endless loop of hell. I mean it, it's hell. It kind of makes you rethink your artistic journey. Like, have I learned anything these years, or am I still on the first step? So, how can I work on this issue? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. It's something that I'm still figuring out. I think part of it involves having less pressure on myself and allowing myself to explore and make mistakes. It's about giving myself the freedom to experiment and not always expecting perfection. And I might have found one small solution. Back in the day I made perfect line art for my digital drawings, but now I'm trying to loosen it up a little. Let the lines have its own life. That way, it not only gives me less pressure, but it also lets me use my arm over my wrist. Another thing I have started to think of is that if something turned out weird, like an eye, etc., let it be. Drawing can't be perfect all the time. If I can switch my mindset from making everything perfect to let it be loose, maybe this pressure will start to fade away. Or if I'm trying to draw something new, like landscape or animal, I need to just let it be. Let it turn out the way it turns out. This is not easy and I'm trying every day. It's a long road ahead, but one day. Some people may suggest to using a mood board with a lot of reference images to help with drawing from imagination. And while that may work for some, it hasn't been very effective for me. I tried it during October last year when I was trying to draw a magpie, but it didn't quite work. I still need a base, something to start with, something based off a reference. I just can't seem to draw out of thin air, maybe except from simple things like fishes. Like, come on, fishes is like the easier thing to draw. And they come in very weird shapes, so pretty much nothing you do with them will look weird. But don't get me wrong, I do use mood board. But in that mood board I have the base reference I build the drawing of, and other is the inspiration for the thing. Or if I'm doing fan art, the picture of the character I'm drawing. But having a mood board to look at and then draw something completely different, nope, that doesn't work for me yet. So, what's need to be worked on? Well, the biggest thing is to let go. To try to not put too much pressure on yourself. To let yourself, it's okay that this turned out the way it does. Maybe that one piece is your favorite in the end. Being hard on ourselves needs to stop. In everything. It just ruins you. Nothing good come out of it in the end. Maybe check out a recent podcast episode of mine. Maybe this one that about evolving your art style. Until next time, happy drawing.